Well, it's a beautiful fall day. I'm out here with Carol. We're out in the garden nursery. Carol, we have some really great fall plants for some fall interest, some fall blooms, some early winter blooms. And looks like you got some of your favorites out here.
We've got a little bit of everything. Yeah, I actually have lots and lots of winter interest plants, but we have got some good fall stuff too. So we'll start with the cyclamens down front. This is cyclamen heterofolium. They're just finishing blooming now, and then the beautiful foliage will come out for the rest of the season. They'll be here through at least April. And then next to them are the combs. They're coming up. The foliage is a little smaller, a little more delicate, and they'll put up similar flowers in January. So that's a really nice one, and there's I have lots of different foliage on those. So they're really wonderful for front of the shade border for winter through spring.
Okay, and then you also have, some grasses.
And then, you all know I love ornamental grasses. So I have lots and lots of carricks. This is Ever Oro, and then there's Eversheen. There's a bunch of new ones that are nice. They're beautiful container plants. They look wonderful all year round, part to full shade. In the winter, they could take a lot of a sunnier spot because they don't like the hot sun, but winter sun would be fine. But they're really, really wonderful. And then another fun carricks that doesn't get seen a lot. This is Carrick Sparkler. You can see it as a totally different habit. Most of the carricks are like this. They're really moundy. This one is evergreen depending on the winter and your garden, so don't count on it for evergreen, but it's just so spectacular. It has such a different habit, I had it included in.
And then, another great grass that you're
this is a fun one. This is a variegated pompous grass, and as it's come up this year through the season, it's just gotten more and more beautiful. They didn't bloom this year, but this foliage is fantastic. So this is one of the few this is the only sun lover I have in this group today, but this will take full sun, dry, and it's evergreen.
And it's super durable.
Really tough.
Yeah. And then some other good fall interest ones are evergreen ones. It looks like you have a hellebore over there.
Yes, we have a hellebore. So this is part of the Frost Kiss series. They don't have the huge array of colors like some of the Orientals, but look at the foliage.
Right.
But they're very prolific. They have big flowers that they hold in big clusters. They're mostly in whites and purples, but they are fantastic. And this foliage, to have that all year round, who cares if they blooms?
Right. And then another great foliage one is the acuba.
The acuba, yeah. This is Mr. Goldstrike. And this is another fun dry shade. They'll get about 6 feet tall and wide. They're very easy. They're very forgiving. Plus that gold's going to really brighten up a shady spot.
And then, another ones that are great for shade that have the early blooms are the sarcoccus.
The sarcoccus. So I have 3 different ones. The one in the back, this is ruscifolia. It tends to be a little taller and more open. And then this is Fragrant Mountain and Fragrant Valley. So this is a 2 to 3 high and wide. This is like 1.5 to 2 feet high and wide. They all have beautiful fragrant flowers. I mean, you don't see the flowers, but the fragrance is amazing in January and February. These have a much more compact habit. This is much more open.
Yeah, I have some of these by my walkway.
Yeah,
and it's just when they're coming up, it's just that.
It's fantastic
sign
to
of
walk
spring.
through the
Just
garden
like
and smell
smacks you in
these.
the
It's wonderful.
And then there's a lot of great ferns that will stay green.
There is
year round too.
So this is one of the Hart's Tongue aspellinium. This one is cristatum. Look at those beautiful cut edges. It's a smaller plant. These, they'll get a little bigger than they are now, but they're not a huge plant, but they're evergreen. Another great container plant for winter. You can't go wrong with the Hart's Tongue.
Right, it just has that great, focal point foliage to it.
They're fantastic.
And then this little guy that's, blooming this time
and
of
that
year.
one's,
Here it is.
this is
It's
another
October.
really fun end of the season. This is an activa. They used to be simicifugas. This is white pearl. They literally have just opened in the last couple days. They're fragrant. They're a late September, October bloomer. And on a cold day you don't get them, but like a warm afternoon like today, you'll start getting the fragrance as you walk through the garden.
So there's just so much that you can be looking at and planting in your yard now.
Absolutely.
Things that you don't think of during the spring when you're inundated
right.
with
We
everything
have
else.
such a great climate. You should have something beautiful in your garden every month of the blooming or looking amazing every month of the year.
And you guys are still open.
We are open through the end of October.
Okay. And then you're open. I think you said
We're
5 to 6
open
days a week?
Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 4, or by appointment. Give us a call if you want to come some other time.
And then they can go onto your Facebook page to get more information. It's a good.
Yep, and see some of the things that's going on and some of the specials we have going on right now too.
Right. And your gardens are open and
They're
still
always open. There's always tables in the garden if you want to bring a picnic.
So which is always great to see the plants, how they're growing in the native areas. So Carol, it's always a pleasure to be out here. So make sure you go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over to Carol's site and come on out. You have the rest of the month to get plants in the ground. Things are looking good, and you still have a great selection. So Carol, it's always a pleasure to be out here and always to see what you have up your sleeve.
Thanks for coming, Ryan.
Thanks.